What up, what up, what up, everybody? It's Lonnie here with Charts and Labs. Been a while since we've done a TXC exclusive video on the charts and the market update and checking out some zones and some pivot regions for pricing. So figured let's jump in and get one. Before I get into this too deep, I just want to remind everybody that this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just me sharing my opinion and my insight to give you some familiarity with the market so that you can make wise decisions with your money your way. So we had a nice run up today with TXC, very bullish. On the volume, we could see that DEX trade took over and is sitting at 110. So we're probably getting some arbitrage across some of these bots. But DEX trade had some activity and took over as top volume. Oh, they're about the same, pretty close. But typically we've seen Bitmart, Mexi, and Biconomy as the top three, with Pi and X being around number 4 or 5, battling out DEX trade in that 4 or 5 kind of round out. Bitmart, Mexi, the top two highest rated tier exchanges. We like to see those as the top volume because they are looked at in higher regards from CoinMarketCap. Biconomy and Pionex and XT are also tier 2 exchanges. The rest of it, and then Uniswap is kind of a different one from what the rest of these are, and that is the wrapped TXC on the Ethereum network. But these other ones are going to be tier 3 exchanges, so they don't report the same. CoinMarketCap doesn't look at them the same as far as regards of validity. So getting Bitmart, Mexi, Biconomy, and Pionex as the top volume is kind of important for this project to show true support and its growing nature for the community, so that CoinMarketCap will verify it, which will be a big step for the project. But let's just throw a couple lines on here based on what CoinMarketCap has, and we can see that this downtrend is broken. Well, is trying to break. We need a confirmation above, and it looks like we're getting that, pressing up right now. This is the 1 hour time frame. If we come down into the 15 minutes, you can see that we're testing that. But if we hold this 1 hour, and we see that this little slope kind of off ran, and we are breaking out of this downtrend. Very, very cool. If we kind of play with this one, I'm going to make this be a different color though, and move this over here. So we're trying to establish this uptrend, but this has been resistant, and this has been resistant. Broke out of this, and now testing this. Getting over this is going to be very exciting because it should bring this horizontal level, where we will see, let's see, we're going to have to confirm right there. So we got to get over 106, which it looks like we're trying to. 104 is kind of the average across all exchanges, so that's exciting. And then the next one we're going to see is way up here. But we got to probably get over this one. So 106, 110, 116, and then we're going to have that tall wick, which I'm going to do as a horizontal ray. Right there, we're going to make that one be kind of this light blue. So that one's kind of the goal and where we're trying to get to. These darker blues are going to be consolidation zones that have happened. We got multiple touches here. I got multiple touches here. And that one, we got that and that. So those are going to be zones of, make sure this is on auto. Okay. There we go. Those are going to be the path up, and where we're going to see some consolidation and some resistance. So if we go directly into trading view, and we're going to look at my indicator, we'll see that we are in this a little bit of a bullish channel that was parallel, and we can see that we had this nice little spike up here because we finally had some volume, and that kind of is a breakout. So we need a solid candle and body to build up on this and show the support. We are looking at more of like this wick and then this wick and then where we're at right now. So we need continuation, and it looks like it's trying to. This is very nice to see while we're making a video. And we can see on my momentum clouds that we have green, bullish momentum, kind of thinned out, neutral momentum, bullish momentum, thinned out, kind of neutral, bullish, thin, bullish, big bullish move right there. This volume weighted moving average, we can see that we tested it multiple times just like we did back here and have honored it and have continued up. So if we go to Bitmart, we can see that there was no volume for a while, and suddenly there was a transaction at 102. So that was nice, and that's why this is price is the 102.712. We have these bids at 0.9685 and these offers at 102.46, and it's going to take a market order to fill that, or we need to see these move up, and we're seeing them. Look at this, $1 bid has moved up now. So as these bids are walking up, it's going to push these sells to walk up, and that's why we have a buy side heavy market book right now, order book. This is all looking pretty bullish, and we're seeing some good momentum. We switch back to Bitcoin on that again. I don't know why it always wants to do that, but we're looking on WEBOT now. So WEBOT, as some of you who have been using Pionex.us may have been concerned with, it is the rebranding in order to draw the separation or difference between the international and the US exchange. So for Pionex, for everybody, what they've had to do is when you go to Pionex.com and you try to sign in, it won't let you if you're in the US. You have to go to Pionex.us. Some of the executives or corporate guys must have been like, hey, scaring away people probably because they don't know that we're the same. So let's also create a .com because people have a hard time with .us. So let's create a .com so they change the name. So WeBot.com is the US version of Pionex.com, which is the same as Pionex.us. Right now, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Right now, they are allowing both to kind of run, and they'll probably have both run all year, but I think the pivot is ultimately going to be to separate the two. So if you've been running some bots, you probably have seen red like I have, because the price has been going down. And it's hard to make money when the price is going down. But the cool thing is that the bots still have found a way to make profit even while the price has gone down this whole time. This bot I have at 0.8888 to 2.888 with 88 grids. I don't know if you recognize the pattern there. I'm weird like that. Done 100 trades in 12 days. In the last 24 hours, I've done 10 trades in that range. The cool thing is that even though my total holdings, because I bought so much and I started this at, I don't know where it says I started the price at. Let me go to more, share, more, add, placed orders, transactions, parameters. I think parameters will show that I started this one way back at 126.59, and that is obviously 12 days ago, and price has gone down pretty much ever since on this one. So even though if I would have walked up and I would have put $500 and I would have just flat bought the TXC at 126.59, I would be down even more than 23%. But because what the bot does is as the price goes up and down, every time it makes a buy order, it creates a sell order for that buy. Right now, I'm more allocated because the price has been down towards my bottom range, where most of my holdings right now is in TXC. As you can see, I have 374.83 right now, and I have $25 of USDT for these orders right here, and most of them are placed in sells. So every time that I hit one of these sells, though, so if the price comes up 3% and we get to 0.9807, I'm going to sell automatically. And then as soon as that sell happens, I'm going to create a buy order on this side for any kind of pullback. And then if it hits this sell and this sell and this sell, it'll adjust my price at my buys accordingly, so that I have buys for pullbacks that I can buy more, and then when the price goes up, it sells into it. This is why the bots will accumulate, and I've been able to earn almost 8.99 USDT, even though this bot was started at 126.59 and the price has gone down since, because of this, when the price goes up and down. So in 12 days, I've accumulated essentially 9 or 10 TXC coins from a bot that's losing in value overall, technically, because the holding is down. But I've accumulated more coins, so now when this goes up, I have 9 more coins. So when I get back up to 127, most likely I'm going to have even more than those 9 extra coins. But instead of just having $500 worth of, if we do the math, 500 divided by 1.2659, I think is what it was. That would have been 394.97. So technically right now I have 374.5 plus 25.6. That would already be 400. So by doing this bot, I've already accumulated essentially 25 more coins, even though it doesn't show that yet. As it averages in and buys in, and the price moves, I've accumulated far more coins this way than even if I was mining. If I was mining, I'd be getting 0.4 TXC coins a day. And by running this bot for 12 days, even though it shows truly that I have $9 extra that I would have bought, because it's rearranged on the pricing and everything in my allocation, if I was to buy now today with that 20, like if I closed and I bought with that $25 that I have on my placed orders, overview, I have 25.29. So if I bought those right now, if I canceled this bot and I just paid for them, I would be able to get those TXC under $1, or probably pretty close to $1, and that would put me over 400. So that's why it would have been better than if I would have just bought at 126 and then sat on it. I ran this bot for 2 weeks, and I'm going to end up getting far more tokens than even if I was mining. So 2 weeks, and the way that I'm looking at it is I got 3 months of mining is how I got for running this bot for 12 days. So a big reason why I tell people to look into these bots, it is to allow you to be hands off. If you're not familiar with the market, they're placing the orders for you. And now somebody who is coming in and day trading would automatically be placing these, probably in different quantities, because these are set up to be able to run 24/7. Somebody who's manually doing it would probably try to look at the chart and be like, okay, I need to get the bounce back up to 105, and then I'm going to sell everything, and then I'm going to try to buy it back. And you might get caught where one of the times when you sell it and then you try to buy it back, that the price continues and runs up. Well, that's what the grid bots allow, is if the price does continue to run up, even though you're capturing profit along the way, you're not missing out on the big run up. And then if it pulls back, you're capturing that dollar cost averaging and getting more. So for somebody who's not going to be able to be frequently into the market and trading regularly, I very much would encourage you to look into the grid trading bots, and with WeBot or Pinex.com if you're international, and there's a couple different ones. The bullish one is just this grid bot. It's the most easiest one that you don't have to do much to. You just create it. If you're trying to copy a strategy, WeBot offers a ChatGPT version of of how they break this down. So what they do is they took this, and this is a 1 week chart, and they say, based on this chart, what is the best parameters to implement on a bot? And that's what this 7-day AI strategy is. If you go to a 30-day, they suggest the infinity grids. Oh, well, let me go to that. And that's just a different bot strategy. But when you go into the 30-day, it's saying 200 grids. Right here is what it's suggesting. So to do 200 grids, you need $468 to do the AI suggested one. If we copy the 7-day, it also says 200 grids, $433, because it's going to tell you to do a tighter price range. If you do a tighter price range, you can you don't need as much funds to start and to cover that through. So, but if you don't want to do $400, you need at least half that to do 100 grids. So you need at least $240 to do 100 grids. And that's kind of the number that I like. My personal preference, I like running how I have these. I have one at 88, and I have one at 44. And the way that I would tell everybody is you pick your favorite number, pick whatever you're willing to based on the amount of funds that you're trying to do. If you're able to watch it more, you can do a closer price range. You can do something in the 0.8 to 2.8 or even tighter. You could do 0.7 to 1.7 if you're able to watch it and you're going to pay attention to it more regularly. Because if the price was to get momentum and go beyond that, your bot will miss out. And if you're like, oh crap, I was gone for a week and all of a sudden the price is $3, then you missed out big time. So if you are not going to watch it, do a wider price range. Do that one that's $1 to $3 or $3 to $3.50 or $1 to $4. And 100 grids or whatever you can do, and then that'll allow it to be more hands-off. If you're able to watch it at least regularly, check on it every couple days, just peek at it, you can do these ones that have tighter. And I would even go even a little bit tighter, maybe 0.7 to 2.4, 2.5. But again, it's really splitting hairs, and you don't have to go too crazy. But if you run one of your grids with a wider range and more grids of like 60 to 90. If you do more, you want to go 100 or 120 or follow the AI strategy of 200, you can do that. And then your other bot should be a narrower range, and I probably should have this one at 1 to 1.75, not 2.75, but 44 grids. That captures bigger profits in each move. So that's why you would have one being smaller, one being larger. For this one, I would say between, I think you want to get at least 20 grids, but at minimum you probably need to do 10 if you're trying to just throw 20 bucks in and kind of see what you got until you build it up. But kind of that 15 to 45 grids, I think, is a good happy medium for this lower one. So if you do 15 to 45 and then you do 60 to 90 or say 70 to 100, those are going to be two quality bots. Make sure your price range is a little bit different, not mirrored exactly, and then that way you're running two at the same time, and you'll see that they will work together, and you'll be able to capture the big profits and accumulate coins. You're accumulating coins with these bots in 12 days, what takes 30 or 40 days of mining. So very, very valuable tool with half as much money. A $500 bot gets twice as many coins as a $1,000 mining share does in half the time, kind of thing. It's crazy. So a very strong tool, especially right now while the price is only $1. Take advantage and get as many of these coins as you can. Truly a gift that the price is where it's at, and you're very early in this project. Looking for 107 is kind of our number. This was where that big red hit, and we lost that zone. And then the next one is going to be this top wick. So let's do another one there. You don't have to be on it. And so 107 to 117 kind of is where I would love to see it in the next couple days. Before the weekend would be great, and then we can see what the weekend brings, and maybe we could break back over 120. And it'd be really cool to see these bots in positive, because I've seen red pretty much since I got them 12 days ago, because I got them on this move where I saw this big move up, big move up, big move up, and then this was me creating this, was trying to push the price back up. I was trying to get back to this level, the 145 level is where I'm looking. Once we get up above the 120, and hopeful to see that. So there's a little bit of some check-in on TXC. Looking for 107 today would be very bullish, very positive. Seeing 110 on Dextrade is cool, but I would much rather see the 110 on Bitmart or Pinex. Pinex is down. We're holding $30,000 in volume pretty steady, but it looks like a lot of people's bots are probably paused from it going under $1, and maybe just some people who have not been able to put money in as much as they have. Maybe there's been some more focus on getting the mining shares. Everybody's financial situation is a little bit different. Never put more into any type of investment, whether you're looking at doing the crowdfunded mining seat and you're looking at trying to partake in that project, or if you are investing in the coins directly and playing in the markets and exchanges, or any other crypto project. Crypto is very speculative. It is a very speculative, high risk asset, and you got to be ready to take a loss or look at a loss and not be as emotional on it. It is not easy to trade crypto. If you ask anybody who's a big time crypto trader, they will probably tell you that they are aged at a rapid rate compared to their peers. If you are looking for something that is a safer play, dividend stocks, ETFs, money market accounts, bonds and treasury bills, those are all going to be 4 or 5% a year. You put $1,000 in one of those and you're going to get $40 a year, and nobody is excited about that. Where you take the risk in crypto and that speculative risk is you're looking for 40% on a year, maybe, or even more, versus 4%, 10 times what a boring bond is going to get. And if you can make if $1,000 and you can make $500 with it, that's great. If it takes you a year, that's not bad. Obviously, a lot of people are trying to do that every month. That's very aggressive, and the more aggressive you are, the more likely you are to take a loss every now and then and have to redo it. So not everybody wins every single play. Something to be considerate of. Know your risk tolerance and your risk strategy and what you're doing. Dollar cost averaging, mining, bot trading with these grids on Pinex or WeBot are all very good skills that most people can take advantage of. And if you haven't seen my other videos, I have several videos on the bots. I have several videos between setting them up and going through them. I will probably, hopefully, once these ones get into profit, I will probably do a new one because I want to be able to keep that fresh and keep showing people how to do it and how they're making money. So once I see how these ones kind of run, probably the end of January, I'm guessing, based on price movement, before I see those back in profit in that 135 to 145 range. And then I'll look at resetting them and starting a new bot. So be on the lookout for that video when I reset those. But until then, TXC finally looking like it might have found a bottom and is trying to reverse into positive momentum. Very cool to see on video, and hopefully this continues into the morning and we can see some 11111 $1.11 11.1111. That'd be a cool price to wake up in the morning to. So let's see where we're at, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Have a good night.